articles for you. First things first, we got some stuff involving Ghost of Yotei. For those unfamiliar, it is the follow-up to the beloved Ghost of Tsushima, the game that I believe got robbed for Game of the Year over The Last of Us 2, Revenge is Bad. The sequel's called Ghost of Yotei. Takes place, I think, like 300 years in the future. Jenna is no longer with us, and we're playing a woman now, so the game is woke, according to the virgin side of the internet. I have a library card, but I haven't found a good book I could read. The Sonic Justice League crossover. There you go. So we got a trailer, and then also I think we got the release date too, right here. Why is shit not loading right? October 2nd. It's supposed to release October 2nd. Let's see what this new trailer hitting for. Skirt. How many games dropping this year? I don't even know why y'all complaining about there's too many games dropping this year. We got the analytics on y'all. 8% only playing new games anyway, so what it matter? Y'all niggas ain't gonna buy them.
Unreal.
It's a mix of gameplay and in-game cinematics.
A wandering spirit seeking vengeance.
No, it's not coming to no damn PS4.
Thanks for the follow, buddy. Hopefully you're not as annoying as me.
Who are you? I thought we killed your whole family.
Oh shit, Sasuke?
The snake.
Lady Sasuke.
The Oni. The Kitsune. The spider. The dragon. Lord Saito.
What are we going to do with it?
I'm not gonna lie, the story's similar to AC Shadows. I'm not gonna lie, this deadass does look like the opening scene in AC Shadows when your dad gets killed and then you're like, you gotta take down the mob. But people like this game more, so people are gonna say that Assassin's Creed copied this game because that's how the world works. It's not based off the truth, it's based off who's more popular.
This one, Saito.
The visuals is crazy though.
It came to this, little wolf.
Oh no.
Situ Rain.
Loba!
Why do you always call me that?
It means one who is easily lost in the hunt.
I'm a sucker for revenge stories. I feel that. Oh, this is pretty right here with the sakura trees. I'm gonna tell you this much, chat. I like a good revenge story, but I just hope they find a way to tell a unique story. I hope they find a unique ending for this story, because I would hate for this to be another revenge story. We get to the end of the game. We meet the mob boss that issued the hit on whoever killed your family. And you're about to kill the mob boss. And then she falls to her knees and drops the sword. She says, I can't do it. I can't do it. Because revenge is bad. And then the camera pans away. I'm going to be like, oh my God. Sucker Punch was so devastated by losing to that fraudulent Game of the Year, The Last of Us 2. They copied the ending, and now revenge is bad everywhere. That would upset me. And don't act like that's not a possibility, bro. That's not a... I hope this is a good story. The visuals are fire, though. Now, PS4 niggas, I want to hear from y'all real quick because we're almost at the end of this trailer. Be 100% honest. Who's a self-identifying PS4 nigga? Do you honestly see no difference between the visuals in this and your PlayStation 4? Do you honestly see no difference in the textures, the lighting? Or are we gonna continue to be disingenuous?
Why do you always call me that?
It means one
Cause this shit look good to me.
in the hunt.
I don't think this running on the PS4. This shit crispy. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. This shit already look better than Assassin's Creed. This shit like it's gonna be a Game of the Year contender. This is like a banger. The ghost of Yōtei.
I have to go home.
Oh shit.
Back where all this started.
They're 480 TVs. Be like, and if you can't see the difference, it's because you need to turn on, you need to get a new fucking monitor, bro. It's still playing at 720p, 30 hertz. Ubisoft punching the air right now. They punching the air right now. They about to steal all they goddamn thunder, bro. I need to see what it looks like on my TV when I come to that conclusion. It's gonna look even better. It's gonna look even better. It looks good though. It looks good. October 2nd. I'm excited. That's a day one cop. Another reason to finally play this PS5 Pro, because I have not been playing it much outside of Assassin's Creed. So I hope that the PS5 Pro takes advantage of the hardware. The little bit of gameplay that they showed looks fire. As we inch closer to October, maybe like August, they should drop like a dev diary. They should drop like a dev diary where they basically reveal some new stuff in the game. I want to see like what's different in the gameplay. I remember my main complaint about Ghost of Tsushima was I felt like the parkour wasn't as good as Assassin's Creed. People were saying like with joke, like this is the Assassin's Creed Japan, since they wouldn't make it in Japan because it's before Assassin's Creed Shadows. But I always felt like the parkour was still better in Assassin's Creed. I hope they clean that up and they give her some better animations and then improve on the combat. If they do that, oh yeah, Game of the Year contender. Do you think we get a State of the Play or a Sony showcase pretty soon? I don't know about pretty soon, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do a State of the Play that focuses on this game. It was repetitive. I thought the side missions were really good in Ghost of Tsushima. That's what made it different. I thought the characters were very well developed. It made you care about them. But yeah, the parkour was my main complaint about this game. I know some people didn't like the combat. They felt like it was rough, but it didn't really bother me, like the camera and the combat. It was mainly just I thought the parkour could be better. So we'll see. We'll see. But so far, it's looking good. Let me ask you this. How are we going to end the conversation? Y'all think this look woke? Because to me, this looked like Sasuke got his family killed and she about to be a full-blown demon and air niggas out. That's what it looked like. Don't look woke to me. Just looks like the character happens to be a woman, but it looks like the story is going to be very flushed out. Looks like there's going to be a reason for her to set the whole country on fire. And that's all that matters. And she fighting wolves and shit. Goddamn women. I hope they have fire fits in this joint too. October 2nd. So that's Ghost of Yotei. That's the new joint. More positive news. Expedition 33. The reviews have dropped. It's currently sitting at a 94 Metacritic.
I resubscribe.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 95.
Oblivion.
4.5. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. 4 out of 5. This is one of the best reviewed games of the year. And I just said this yesterday that I said, yo, PlayStation niggas need to stop calling that shit welfare pass. It's not funny anymore. Xbox got bangers, and a lot of them are free if you got the Game Pass. Because once again, Game Pass is $120 for a year. If you pay for the year and you find 2 games that you like on the Game Pass, it paid for itself. After that, everything else is free. Expedition 33, South of Midnight. You got Ninja Gaiden 4 coming. The Oblivion remaster just dropped. I feel like I'm forgetting something else. Oh, Doom. Doom is about to come out. That's 5 games. Before we're 6 months in the year of 2025. Game Pass is on fire. We got to cloud them up. The Ninja Gaiden remake. If you don't got nothing to play, that's on you. You a fucking fraud. Tony Hawk. That's 7. Gears of War E-Day next year. We just named 7 games. If you don't got nothing to play, you might be a fraud. You got all these games available on the Game Pass, and you still Scalebound. Shut the fuck up. You still choose to play 2K Call of Duty. No, I'm not sick. I'm just real. Free my niggas from the shackles of 2K. Free my niggas from the shackles of Call of Duty. Free my niggas from the shackles of Fortnite. Play a different game. God damn. I know some reviews drop. We can check. Is there one that's only like 10 minutes? What the street saying, bro? First of all, let me switch my account because I don't want ads. I don't got YouTube Premium on Hokage HQ. I don't watch ads. Let's see. Expedition. Let's see what I didn't watch any reviews. Let's see what the streets is saying, bro. 17 minutes. God damn. I'm about to put this on 1.5. Let's see what the street's saying. Playback speed. If it sounds fast, it's because it's on 1.5, guys. I don't want to hear it. Have you seen the ignorant comments on your little baby short vid? Nah, I haven't. I don't really read comments on shorts. I don't care.
It's another to wield those influences to create something that can confidently stand.
That might be a little too fast.
Obscure Expedition 33 is explicitly built on many of the ideas of the great modern and classic Japanese RPGs, and French developer Sandfall isn't shy about it, nor should it be.
Felt familiar somehow.
From the bold stylings of its magnificent
The visuals are crazy.
to the melodramatic but genuine storytelling tropes it largely embraces, so much of Clair Obscur feels familiar yet refreshing. Its superb execution on those ideas puts its own stamp on them for one of them somber but hopeful journeys I won't soon forget.
Expeditioners. The Sword of Lumiere. We honor your dedication.
In Clair Obscur, the people of Lumiere live in a fractured reality. Every year, a godlike figure they call the Paintress marks a number
That's
on
crazy. A lot of y'all live in a fractured reality.
power far off in the distance, counting down the age at which people will perish into nothingness. You lead the survivors of the latest in a series of
The fact that former Ubisoft devs made this shows how much big companies are holding back true talent. I didn't even know that, really. So some former Ubisoft devs left and formed their own studio. I was unaware of that.
annual expeditions that set sail in hopes of destroying the Paintress, none of which have ever come back despite decades of attempts.
Know that Lumiere stands with you.
It's a harrowing premise that hangs a heavy layer of melancholy over the entire story. Knowing that your people are fighting against their own extinction by signing up for a death march, facing unknown dangers, and picking up the pieces left behind by expeditions long gone, it's easy to become invested in their fate and the mysteries that dictate their world.
We're the only ones left.
Can you make your own character in this? Nah, it has a set of characters, I believe.
I finished the main story and a decent amount of side content in about 35 hours, and that length speaks to how Clair Obscur doesn't waste a moment. There isn't really any filler along the critical path, and it doesn't get bogged down and drawn out.
Yeah, it's only 30 devs. Yeah, whoever says there are only 20, he said there's 30. There's nothing wrong with small teams. It means there's less. One of the issues that we don't talk enough about when it comes to game development, I've been talking about how like bloated everything is. Too many games with these $100 million plus budgets. But another problem too is a lot of these studios are too big for no reason.
Subscribing. It's rough out here.
A lot of your favorite games from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s were made by people of teams of only like 20, 10, even less, 5. There are some games nowadays being made by one person. So like having a team of like 1,000 plus people doesn't make the game better. It actually just means you have more people to manage, more ideas and egos to manage. And I mean, that's why Call of Duty was at its best when it was just Infinity Ward and fucking Treyarch, and they were smaller back then. But now they have like 1,000-man plus studios. They got gyms and shit in there. Fucking arcades, full-blown chefs. They got a lot of bills to pay, a lot of bloat for no fucking reason. So understand, don't discredit something just because the team is smaller. It means it's more concise.
Exposition.
You're alive!
Astrobot only have 40 devs.
While some of my favorite moments in RPGs come from the downtime that offers a chance to breathe and take in the world, there's an embedded urgency here that cuts to the chase in a way that mostly works in its favor. I love a good 80-hour RPG, don't get me wrong, but this is a nice change of pace.
Let's go.
Y'all hear that? The game respects your time.
Someone lives here.
Because of that relatively shorter length, the sharpness of Clair Obscur's combat system never dulls. The Persona vibes from its slick battle menu and stylish flourishes are unmistakable, but more prominent is its active element. Real-time button inputs boost potency in special attacks and let you dodge and parry enemy attacks, which works wonders for making fights engaging. Against tougher enemies, you don't really stand a chance.
Sony needs a win because Marathon looks mid. Marathon is a very 50-50. Ghost of Yotei is almost guaranteed a W, but that ain't coming until later in the year. Right now, Xbox kind of dominating when it comes to the
Paying
games.
close attention to visual and audio cues for dodges and parries, and establishing a rhythm. The initial trial and error of learning attack patterns will be frustrating at times.
People are saying this is the evolution of turn-based combat the genre needed. Oh shit.
And there's nothing quite like the rewarding slow-motion camera cut and emphatic counterattack of a precisely timed parry.
That's fire. So the game keeps you engaged the entire time. They got a parry system in a turn-based game.
Every party member has their own specific mechanics that typically revolve around building up their unique resource in battle and managing action points, or AP, to execute the more heavy-hitting attacks. Their skill trees are concise, so Clair Obscur is still approachable in that you're only given a handful of tools. And
this isn't an Xbox game, though. It's on Game Pass, though. If it's on Game Pass, most people are going to buy it on Game Pass. Why would I? Is it coming to PlayStation? What platforms is it coming to? Expedition 33. This is the first turn-based game I'm excited for. Yeah, it's coming to PlayStation. I have a PlayStation. Why the fuck would I buy it for a PS5 when I can get it for free on Game Pass on my PC or my Xbox? It is an Xbox game. Like, yeah, it's on PlayStation, but it's an Xbox game. Like, I'm always going to look at Sea of Z's as an Xbox game, even though it is on PlayStation now.
Of how they work, with the emphasis on meeting certain conditions and inflicting specific knock-on effects.
I mean, if you want to pay more for shit, I guess.
It reminds me of mechanics that you'd see in a C RPG, but fine-tuned for a classic-style Japanese RPG. The way their skill sets can synergize and play off of each other also shows an understanding of what makes a turn-based system sing. You may establish a routine opener, but as a fight goes on, it becomes more about adapting to all the variables thrown at you and earning the satisfaction of pulling off your most powerful attacks.
The music sounds like it's fire, too.
These attachments offer game-changing stat boosts and perks that drastically affect how you can gain AP, the bonuses you get from dodges and parries, or the way status effects work, and more. Using Pictos for long enough eventually allows you to stack their perks in what are called Lumina, and really build a character in ways their skill tree cannot. Navigating these menus is kind of a pain since things get messy once you're sifting through 50+ options packed in a tight screen, but when it all clicked, taking the time to configure my party was well worth the hassle. Setting the right loadout elevated my party in ways that were crucial for the most challenging fights. My biggest worry early on was actually that Clair Obscur was going to be too easy as I steamrolled almost every enemy for roughly the first third of the main path. It definitely ramps up as it goes on, however, weaving in more creative enemy attack patterns and doing more with status effects or shields, for example, pushing me to try
big-ass demonic pussy.
Party. That provides depth while staying concise, and if you're clever enough, you're even allowed to break the game.
Wait, you gotta aim in this shit too? What the fuck?
So to speak, as its systems let you scale up in a way that's rewarding rather than exploitative. All that is to say, I play these kinds of RPGs my entire life, and I'm confident in saying that it's one of my favorite turn-based combat systems ever. It has room.
That's a bold statement. He said he'd been playing turn-based RPGs all his life. This is one of his favorite.
To grow, but it's a brilliant start. There's something very old school about Clair Obscur, and its overworld is one of the
it looks very old school Final Fantasy, like the open world.
Clearest the ways in which it harkens back to classic RPGs. The map is filled with optional locations and secrets, many of which aren't accessible until you unlock new travel methods, similar to getting chocobos and airships in the Final Fantasy games of yore. It's actually really charming, embracing its video gamey aspects while knowing it doesn't have to always take itself so seriously. Distant landmarks create a sense of wonder, and eventually you can
think this release gonna get drowned out by Oblivion? Nah, because the people who are playing Oblivion are playing it. Like, I feel like the people who are looking forward to this game aren't really worried about Oblivion. Also, Oblivion's a remake. You guys have played that already. I think Oblivion's gonna have a week. It's gonna have a moment this week, maybe next week. But like that moment for Oblivion's gonna die. I don't think the Oblivion remake is like here to stay because it's a game we've already played.
Visit them to fight super bosses or
this is new shit
for unique items.
New shit.
A bit more about the story you wouldn't have seen otherwise. And that side content accounts for roughly another 20 hours of gameplay on top of the main story. There's no real quest log, so there isn't an elegant way to track what you stumble upon, but rather than feeling obtuse, it gives the impression that these secrets are yours to discover in true throwback fashion. Woo! The main locations you visit function like dungeons where you fight your way along a fairly direct track with extra items tucked in nooks and crannies off the beaten path. You approach and hit enemies to initiate combat, and they respawn if you decide to replenish your health and items at flags planted by previous expeditions.
So like 50 hours fully, pretty much.
Limited in this regard, but it helps each of these main story sequences stay focused. For as linear as the main path can be, a minimap still would have been handy just to keep track of the alternate paths I've already gone down, because sometimes it's easy to get lost. It is a consolation that every place you visit is visually striking, whether it's the ethereal whimsy and natural beauty, or the brutality of the trenches and battlefields where bodies of past expeditioners are piled high. Regardless, I was often in awe of Clair Obscur's world. What really etches an RPG...
Why does this remind me of Forspoken? It's probably like the particles that was in like Forspoken, the lighting. But other than that, this is nothing like Forspoken.
To the pantheon of greats, however, is always going to be its story. My heart was all in on
Open world action game
of facing mortality, making sacrifices for future generations, and the different ways we handle grief.
I'm sorry about earlier.
This is another harrowing exploration of topics like this, for the way it contextualizes time and age, but also for its portrayal of grief becoming destructive to those around you should it consume you.
Y'all hear that? The game deals with themes of how to handle grief and what it is. If you lack empathy, if you sit on the internet and call everything woke, you might not like this game. Because talking about grief, having themes of human emotion, that's woke, guys. That's fucking woke. Stay away from this game. It might make you feel something.
Its brevity does work against it at times, as the story shifts in sudden directions later on, but even then, it's consistently carried by an A-list cast. The acting and voice performances are incredible, with dialogue that plays out like natural real-life conversations.
I talked to the stars a lot after he was gone. I remember.
Small gestures, subtle expressions, and the cadence of line deliveries ground its characters for a story that feels as real as it is fantastical.
I didn't take you for a coward.
I'm not a coward.
You swore the oath. When one falls, we continue.
Yes, I know.
Despite its deeply sad premise, it also manages to inject some levity that is largely charming rather than forced.
Get out of my way!
Cheers.
Silly wooden guys called gestures occupy most of the continent, working as both comic relief and a lens to understand unknown parts of the world. Your party will goof with each other and share parts of their personal lives at camp, and while not all of it is riveting stuff necessarily, those brief moments are vital for rounding out the human element that this story channels.
Ooh, nice one.
I know.
Dude, the reviews are glazing this game. Are you upset? Are you upset that people like it? I'm telling you, man, Gen Z, I don't know about you guys, man. I'm really concerned about y'all. The reviews are glazing this shit, bro. The reviews are glazing center. What if, just some food for thought, what if it's good? What if it is? What if it is? I think we've reached a point where like the market has been saturated with so much negative content. When you hear something positive, like some of your brains just instantly go, you guys are glazing good. You don't want something to be good. You don't want good art. Like, what's wrong with y'all, man? Like the anti-happiness movement is weird to me.
Embellishes in its sorrow a bit too much.
Yeah, it's on the shorter end. Supposedly you can beat the game in like 20 to 30 hours, but he said there's like 20 hours of side content. So like if you want to 100% it, it's like 50. But it is an RPG that's going to respect your time, though.
At times, but it's able to find its footing by evoking a very specific tone that leans heavier into what you'd expect more from a theater production than a Hollywood blockbuster. And
we're so anti for real. I was taking a big shit this morning, right? And I seen a TikTok this morning. Like, there's so many like anti-millennial jokes. It doesn't make me mad, but like this one was like, I'm all for a good joke because like some of them do be funny at the stuff that like the way people dress or like the burger spots, millennial burger spots. But I seen a millennial joke this morning on my TikTok For You page. This dude was making fun of millennials that enjoy sports. I was so confused. I was like, what's the joke in this? Like, now we hate people because they like sports? He's like, yeah, go sports ball team. And the shit had like 1 million views. I'm like, what's the joke in this? Like, I wasn't offended. I was just confused. Like you niggas just hate everything, bro. Like,
someone donates a super chat.
What do you like?
Snapchat Sonic, my intrusive thoughts.
Because we know you niggas don't like to vote. Yo, shout out to Some Young with the $10 super chat. Got that patch on patch. I appreciate you. And then shout out to Sadistic with the $5 super chat. He said this and Oblivion is $50. So I'm trying. Well, Oblivion's free on Game Pass.
I don't know why anyone follows this stream when you could be
tragedy
stalking.
is an integral part of its identity.
I mean, following Sonic.
But I thought we can keep their spirit.
So anti-cringe, you become cringe.
Feels like an expression
this shit
of
is crazy.
at times, wearing its culture on its sleeve as an enticing artistic.
Bro, this overhating is sending me.
It's not just in the distinct Belle Epoque aesthetic or the French phrases characters use, but it's in the motifs that invoke theater, painting, dance.
I can show you the TikTok I'm talking about. Let me see if
it's fictional world.
Y'all can tell me, like, maybe I'm crazy.
Been a long time since I've seen you play.
Like every great RPG, an evocative soundtrack can uplift it to become a truly memorable experience, and Sandfall understood the assignment. There's almost too much good music that certain songs didn't get enough time to stick in my head, but at every turn are amazing songs that hype you up for battle, get you in a groove with catchy melodies, or set the tone for a wistful atmosphere. Clair Obscure's soundtrack is stunning, and will be one of the reasons I won't forget this game.
What's the verdict?
Anyways, Clair Obscure Expedition 33 reminded me of numerous classic and modern RPGs I love, but developer Sandfall truly understood why those games are special and made those pieces its own. Its creative turn-based combat system is fantastic, keeping me engaged while impressive visual flourishes bring it all together.
Oh, I found
the story
it.
can be a touch messy and melodramatic at times, but there's still an earnestness to how it frames mortality and grief, and the different and destructive ways we may handle it, all delivered through fantastic performances from an A-list cast that gives its story the heart it needs to really hit. The contrast between its artistic sensibilities and old-school RPG design philosophy shows a clarity of vision, as if it was scoped just right to focus on the things that matter most, making it a true modern throwback. And so, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 stands strong alongside its
They
inspiration.
gave it a 9.
That it too can be an inspiration.
I thought this game was going to be good, but I thought maybe like an 8. Expedition is now in the conversation for Game of the Year.